Hi there, my name is Drew, and if we haven't met before, welcome to ReadyBudgetGo. If this isn't your first visit, welcome back. Either way, I'm glad you're here. Tonight is game night, and so I've got the Superman binder here with my 12 savings games, and I've got $100 in real cash ready to save, or to sink. I've got $30 in tens, $50 in fives, and $20 in ones. In previous weeks, I had been putting all of the money in my games directly into my sinking funds, and early on, someone suggested doing that on a monthly basis, and I think that's what I'm going to do going forward. So tonight, I'm not going to put anything into sinking funds, but I will, at the end of February, put all of the money that has built up in these envelopes into the sinking funds. But I'm still going to play every week and have just as much fun as always. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's go! First up, as always, is Loteria, and this week we're doing Millennial Loteria, so let me get out the game card for that. There we go, and the deck, and the chips. If you're new to my channel, or if you haven't seen Ready Budget Game episode before, what I do is I play Loteria by myself to give myself a Loteria either across, up and down, or diagonally. It's like a bingo type game. And once I do that, I will save $1 for every chip that is down on the card. So let's give it a cut here, and let's see what comes up this week. So we're starting off with El Coachella, and we have that right there. Then El Participation Trophy, which I don't see. El DJ, no. El Brunch, no. El Sushi, we do have. El Bird, it's right down here. El Podcast, yes. El Global Warming, no. El Drone, no. La Thigh Gap, no. La Student Debt, no. El Vegan, it's right here. La Notification, no. El Troll, right there. So El Yoga will give us a Loteria, but we got El Gluten instead, and don't have that. El Prime, that opens up El Tattoo. El Safe Space, it's up here. La Succulent, that opens up El Pride. El Gentrification, don't see that. And there is El Pride, so there is our Loteria. So $2, $6, $8, $10 going into Loteria this week. That's what I would say is probably about typical for this game. So give these one quick shuffle. Next week we'll do the regular Loteria, the original version of the game. But for now, I'll put $10 in. Let me clear all this off. Put the chips away, and put the card away, and we'll get out the binder. Okay, $10 going into the Loteria envelope. Up next is Sussed. This is a Would You Rather game. I usually play 2 of these each week. I give my honest opinion, and I save $2 for option A, $3 for option B, and $5 for option C. So we're finishing up the bottom question on this card, which is, which animal or which would I rather own? A glass that changed the taste of my drink. B, a TV that let me sample the food made on cooking shows. Or C, a watch that showed me my perfect schedule. Well, B and C are both tempting, but I think of the two, a TV that let me taste the food made on cooking shows is probably the one I would go for. Just because sometimes you see something on TV and it looks really good, and you make it, and maybe you spend a lot of money on the ingredients, and then it tastes awful, and you end up wasting. So I'm going to say B. And so that's going to be $3. 1, 2, oh, these bills are brand new. 1, 2, 3. They're brand new, and yet they're B-Bucks, so they came here all the way from New York. All right, so that's the end of that card, so let's start the next one. The first question is, which sport would I least want to compete in professionally? A, diving, B, bobsledding, or C, rugby? I am definitely going to say, well, I had an idea and then I reconsidered. I think rugby. Yeah, I think rugby. It's just too much of an injury risk. Although I'm not a huge fan of heights, so diving would be very difficult for me. I think though if I'm at a professional level, then I'm probably over the fear of heights at that point. But rugby, even if you're good, you can still get hurt. So that is going to be my answer. So that will be $5 for answer B. I will do the other two questions next week, and I'm not even looking at them because I want to give my honest opinion at the time. So we'll slide these back in here along with the $8 going in. Okay, up next is the name game. This is a game where it gives you up to 5 clues toward the identity of a famous person. Last week was John Wayne, and I did not get it. So I save $1 per clue, and if I don't get it after 5 clues, then I save $10 as a penalty. So let's slide this under here and flip. Okay, first clue, Bart Simpson. Could be just about anybody. Next clue, Marge Simpson. But it's the clue to a famous person, so I'm going to say Matt Groening. Oh, unless we're talking that it's Homer here. I'm going to stick with Matt Groening for now. Donuts, okay, it's Homer Simpson. Nuclear power plant, Homer Simpson. Okay, so I thought these were all real people. I didn't realize there were fictional characters in here. So I'm going to say I got it after the 4th clue, and that's going to be $4. And I am not going to go again, just because if I get the next one wrong, I would have to put $14 into one envelope, and that is too much. So let's go into envelope number 3. $4 in. We'll clean this up. Put the card away. Put this card away. Up next will be Dicetropolis. And this week we're playing doubles. So let me get out my trusty dice tower here. And let's read the directions. It says roll 3d6 dice. The object is to get 2 of each number in sequence. For example, you must roll 2 1s before you can attempt 2 2s, and you must roll 2 2s before you can attempt 2 3s, etc. If you manage to roll one of the number in play, you can reserve that die and roll the remaining 2 dice. For each dice value, write the number of rolls it takes to get a pair. Once you have rolled 2 6s, add up the total rolls you made for all dice values and save that amount. All right, so let me get out some d6s here. I'm looking for my rainbow set of dice. There they are. And we'll just pick 3 colors at random here. Okay, there we go. And I need a dry erase marker. There we go. So we're rolling for 1s. Got 1 of them. So it's 1 roll. 2 rolls. 3 rolls. Okay. Now we're going to roll for 2s. Roll number 1. Roll 2. I got 1 of them. That was a 2. Okay, this is roll number 3. And there's the other 2. All right, now we're going for 4s. Roll 1. No, we're going for 3s, sorry, and I had a 3. That was roll 1. Roll 2. Roll 3. And roll 4. Okay, now we're going for 4s. Roll 1. Roll 2. Got 1 of them. Roll number 3. Nope. Roll 4. Roll 5. Roll 6. Roll 7. Roll 8. And 8 rolls. Okay. Time for 5s. Roll 1. Roll number 2. Roll number 3. 3 rolls. And last but not least, 6s. Roll 1. Roll 2. Roll 3. Okay. So mostly 3s here. So we've got 6, 10, 18, 21, 24. And 2 plus 4 is 6. So I am going to save $6. We'll do it the low budget way this week. I don't have, oh, there it is. I was going to say, I don't have my little cloth to wipe everything off, but it was within reach. Okay, so $6 is going to go into the Dicetropolis envelope this week. Up next will be Dicetropolis 2. And in Dicetropolis 2, the game that we are doing is easy as 1, 2, 3. The Dicetropolis 2 games all require D4 dice, so let me get those out here. So we're going to roll 3 D4 dice, or we need all 3 D4 dice. Set these aside. So the instructions say the object is to roll a 1, 2, and a 3 on successive rolls. Roll 3 D4 dice. If you roll a 1 in the first roll, place it on the space marked 1. If multiple dice show a 1, place only 1 die on the 1. If you rolled a 1 on your first roll, roll the remaining 2 dice on your second roll with the aim of rolling a 2. If you did not roll a 1, roll all 3 dice. You must roll a 1 before you can move on to rolling a 2 or a 3. Once you have rolled a 2, roll the remaining die to try to roll a 3. If you are successful in rolling a 1, 2, and 3 within 5 rolls, save $3. Otherwise, save $6. So let's see how we do here. Okay, so we got a 2, 3, and a 4, so that's our first roll, and we have to use one of our mulligans already. Okay, so here's a 1. We got a 1, 2, and 3, but again, you have to do them on successive rolls. So now we're rolling for a 2. And we got a 2. Again, we can't use the 3 because it has to be on successive rolls. So we've rolled 3 times. We have 2 more rolls to get a 3. A 4, last roll, and a 1. So we didn't make it, so we're going to save $6 for this game. And I'm only going to play it once because, again, if I play again and I don't make it, that's $12 into one envelope, and that's just on the high end of where I'd like to be. So let me get the binder back out here. And we'll go into Dicetropolis 2. $6 going in. Up next is going to be Dicequarium. And this week we are playing Sunken Treasure. Let me get the Dicequarium dice out. The instructions say to roll 3d6 dice and record the dice values highest to lowest for that game. Multiply the smallest number by 3 and save that amount. So I need my trusty dry erase marker. And let's give them a roll and see how we do. Okay, we've got 4, 3, and 1. We're multiplying the 1 by 3, and that's going to be 3 for this game. I'm going to probably do the whole sheet and then go low budget. Okay, we've got a 6, a 5, and a 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Whoops, jumped right out. That was a 3. A 4, a 3, and a 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 3, 2, 1, contact, times 3 is 3. Last game, a 6, a 5, and a 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So we have 3, 6, 12, 15, 24. And 2 plus 4 is 6. So I'm going to save $6 for Dicequarium for the Sunken Treasure game. We'll clean this off. $6 is the number of the week so far. Okay. 5, 6. Up next is going to be Fruit Machine. Let me get out the Fruit Machine dice, and we'll see how the dice slots treat us this week. Okay, here we are with Fruit Machine. I've got the fruit dice here and the save table. So let's give them a roll and see how they treat us. Cherry, orange, watermelon. I am going to go for watermelons. 2 oranges. All right, I'll switch to oranges. 2 more rolls left. Cherry and watermelon. So nothing there, so that's $1. Start again. Cherry, plum, and orange. So we'll go for cherries. And we got them. Okay. One more game. And hopefully it's not too expensive. We're going El Cheapo with the lemons here. Reroll the plum and the orange. Diamond and watermelon. 2 cherries. Well, I don't want to get 3 cherries. I'm going to re-roll them. Nothing. Okay. And I think I will stop there. That's $10, and that's a good amount for Fruit Machine. So let me clear this off. Cap the marker. $10, and the dashboard will go into the Fruit Machine envelope. That and that. Up next is going to be quick, so let me get out a scorecard here. And the marker, and then the dice. So we are on the yellow row today. So let me get out the Quicks dice. Here they are. If you haven't seen Quicks before, the way that I play it is it's a lot like Shut the Box, except you use 3 dice and you have to use exactly 2 numbers. And that is not how you play Quicks when you play the real game, but that is how I adapted it. So let me uncap that and let's see how Quicks goes. Okay, so we've got 4 and we've got 5, and I'm going to take both of those. 11, 8, and 7, so I'll take 11, leave 8 and 7. 10, 5, and 7, so I'm going to take the 10. 5's already gone, and I want to save that 7. 2 and 5, so we'll take the 2. 5's already gone. 4, 9, and 7, so I'm taking 9. Leave the 7. 12 and 11, so 12 is gone. Now all we've got are the easy numbers, 6, 7, and 8, and a 3. 12 and 9. So I am out. Got stuck with the 6, 7, 8. So that's 21, 24. 2 plus 4 is 6. So let me get out pen here. Write in 6. And I think I will play one more time. I'm going to swap the yellow die for the green die because we're on the green row. You don't have to. I just like to. It has not been lucky for me ever, really. I've not ever gotten all the numbers all the way across. I've come close. I've had like 1 number left, but not all the way across. Okay, so we have 5, 6, and 9. So I'm going to take the 5. 9, 6, and 7. So take the 9. 4 and 5. So we'll take 4. 10, 11, and 9. So I'm going to take the 10 and the 11. 2 and 7. So I'll take 2. This is looking a lot like the last game. 11, 7, and 6. So I'll take 6. 12 and 10. So I'll take 12. So we've got 3, 7, and 8. And we're out. So we've got 10 and 11. So 15, 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. Where's that pen? There it is. So I'm going to save $15 this week into Quicks, which is more than I would like, but I knew the risk when I decided I was going to play a second game, so. And I maybe shouldn't have because I've got D12 Dicefecta coming up, but we'll see. All right, up next is going to be Tucano. So put the dice kind of off to the side here for a sec. Get out the Tucano cards. If you haven't seen Tucano before, Tucano is a card game that is available commercially, and I bought it at an independent game store in Portland, Oregon. It is European in origin, I believe, and I have adapted it to be a savings challenge game. I will deal 6 cards and save according to what is on each card. And it'll all make sense once I finish dealing. Okay, so right away we got a toucan. I'm just going to keep going. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I have not seen that toucan in a while, so let me get out the rules here. So toucan with a reverse symbol, it says remove the last card. There was no card previously, so I'm just going to turn that over. So now I need to save according to the numbers that are on the cards and the position that they're in. This card, let me get more light here. This card is in the second position, and it's got numbers for the first, second, third, and fourth. The second position scores 0, so I'm going to turn that over. Cards like this, if it's an even number position, I save the number on the left. Odd position, I save the number on the right. This is in position 3, so that saves 2. So 2 is the total for the top row. Then moving on to the bottom row, this is in position number 4, so that's 2. This is in an odd position, number 5, so that's another 2. And this one only has numbers for position 1 and position 2, so that's going to be a 0. So we've got 2, 4, 6. 6 again. That really is the number for the week. So $6 is going to go into the envelope for Tucano. I'm going to put these cards in the middle of the deck and then give them a quick shuffle here. And put these away. $5 and $6. Into Tucano. All right, so 3 games left, and up next is going to be Dicefecta. As I mentioned, we are playing D12 Dicefecta this week. If you haven't seen Dicefecta before, I will explain how the game is played and scored. So you, in this case, roll a D12, because it tells you it's for D12, and you, oops, burn away die. And as you roll the D12, you mark off the numbers on the card until you fill up one of these sections of 4. Then you say Dicefecta, and you save accordingly. Now there's 3 different ways to save. There is a high budget, a medium budget, and a low budget. And I will score all 3 ways and then decide how much to actually save from there. So here is our D12. If you get the dice from me when you order the physical game, you will get dice that correspond with the color of the card. So D6 is blue, D8 is purple, D10 is green, and D12 is red. So here we go. We've got a 5, so we're marking off all the 5s. In this case, there's only 1. 11. There's 2 of those. We mark them both off. 8. So already, a 2 will give us a Dicefecta. 5 we already have. 4. 5 again. 8 again. 4 again. 11 again. 11 again. Come on, different number. 3, there we go, something different. And that is 9. 2, Dicefecta. Okay, so here is our Dicefecta. Now, I'm going to add up the high budget, the medium budget, and the low budget, and then we'll decide which way to save. So for high budget, you add up all the numbers that are in the square that gave you the Dicefecta. So we've got 10, 15, plus 11 is 26. Medium budget is you add all of the numbers that are crossed off, or you take 1 for each number that's crossed off. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And low budget is you take the number of the value that gave you the Dicefecta, the last number you rolled, which in this case is a 2. So high budget 26, medium budget 8, low budget 2. I am going to go We've got quite a bit of money left to save. I'm going to go low budget. We're going to say $2, and we're going to go again. So there's $2. Let me clean this off here. So just because it's a D12, don't think that you have to save a ton of money. You can. That's one of the great things about Dicefecta is that it's flexible. If you have more money to save, then you can save the high budget way. If you have less money to save, you can add numbers together and add numbers together until you get something that fits what you need to save for the time that you're playing it. All right, so let's go again. 10. Now we're getting different numbers. 8. 1. 4. 2. 3. 10 again, we already have that. 9. So a 6 will give us a Dicefecta. 4, we already have. 5. 10, we already have. 1, we already have. 7. So now 12 will give us a Dicefecta. 10 again. 6, Dicefecta. Okay, so here is our Dicefecta. So high budget, we have 10, 29. Medium budget, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And low budget, we have 6. So, I'm going to go low budget again, save $6, and I am going to call that good. So we've got $8 total going into Dicefecta for the week. And 2 games of D12 Dicefecta, we saved $8. So, like I say, don't be afraid of the larger dice denominations. Even if you have a lower budget, you can make it work for you. Similarly, if you are playing D6 Dicefecta, D8 Dicefecta, and you have more money to save, use a multiplier. Whatever you have to do. Okay. So Dicefecta is envelope number 10. We've got $8 going in this week. Up next is going to be Cute Machine. Oops, and I need to take out the dashboard, so let me do that. All right. So Cute Machine is a different type of dice slot game. Let me get out those dice here. This one has animals on it. We have dolphins, otters, dogs, cats, turtles, and penguins. So this is a dolphin, it's not a shark. This is an otter, it's not a bear. This is a dog, it's not a fox. And I think the other 3 are self-explanatory, but you can call them whatever you like. So I'm going to roll all 5, and if we need to re-roll, we will, and we'll see what we save. Okay, 2 dolphins, 2 otters. I'm going dolphins. Going supreme with the dolphins. Nothing there. 2 more rolls. Nothing. Last roll. Nothing. Okay, so we didn't get anything. We didn't get at least 3 of a kind on that game. So all other rolls save $1. So we're going to do that. We'll roll all 5 again. Give it a Drew shake here. Dolphins again. Oops, that was a dolphin. And I say we go for it. Okay. Yay, we got a 3rd dolphin. 2 more rolls. Nope. Last roll. And we got 4 dolphins. So that is going to be $7. And I think I'm going to stop there. So 7 plus 1, so $8 going into Cute Machine this week. And there we go. Wipe this off. Put these away. This game is available on my Etsy shop. Quantities are getting limited. I did a smaller run on this just because the dice were so expensive. So if this is something that you like, by all means, get it now while you can. I can always do another run, yes, but I will be moving soon, so I won't be doing another run until at least after the move, which, probably be sometime in mid to late spring. Okay, last game is Eva's Colorful Sparkle Roll and Save. I have, let's see, I have $13 left to save, and I need her sparkly dice. I do have some more money in reserve, so I will put at least $13 into this game. But if I end up needing, 14, 15, I can get a couple more dollars. I've got those off to the side, ready to go. All right. So let's pop this open. I always do the die closest to me is across the top, and the die farther away is down the side. Okay, so we've got blue and green. Blue and green is $3. So there we go. Purple and orange is $4. So I'll put one back, take a 5. And we've got blue and green. Blue and green, we already did that. Green and blue is $2. So let's see. I need one more dollar, so I'm going to do this. Oops, blue and green. Green and blue. Okay, I already marked it off. And we've got blue and blue, which is roll a d12. All right. Well, I really hope this d12 is kind, because I really have only so much left to save. I may end up adding numbers together and doing it low budget, but let's see here. I don't have the best luck with high denomination dice. 8. All right. Well, I had 4 left to save. So essentially, I need $4 more. Well, I can get 3. One moment. 3 out of the emergency reserves here. There they are. So there's 3 more. And $1 more I am going to have to borrow from my weekly. All of this money would eventually be going in here anyway, so I don't mind taking one in advance. And whichever sinking fund gets the money from this game is going to be rich indeed. All right, so this week, for this game alone, we have 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, $17. I think that is the most that I've put into one game since I started doing this, but that is okay. I think, for me at least, there should be one game that gets a lot consistently, and that is this one, because it's at the end, and it gets whatever the leftovers are, and then if I go over, I pull more in. And there should be one that gets consistently less, and that is probably Dicetropolis 2, probably gets the least on a consistent basis. But for now, all of this money is going to go into here, and here being the envelope in the back, number 12. Now, I am not going to put this into sinking funds this week, as I mentioned at the top of the show. I will do that at the end of February. In the meantime, the cash will continue to accumulate into all of these envelopes for the month of February, and then we'll stuff that into the sinking funds, and we'll see where they end up. But for now, thank you so much for watching and for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a thumbs up. Drop me a comment down below, subscribe if you're new, and until I see you in the next one, take care.